So now we're talking about what comes in with your protein. You got the proteins you want, but you also got something you don't want in your protein extraction. What are they? Everything in the sample except the proteins can be considered an interference substance. The biggest killer is salt. Then lipids, nucleic acid, DNA, RNA, sugar, polysaccharides, and plant-specific compounds, pigments, or chlorophyll. Okay, and I'm going to go through each one of them quickly, and then tell you why. Salt is the biggest killer of IEF focusing, for the reason that they're small, they take most of the force and they run, and in many cases we have what? PBS trees. They are buffers. Okay, and when they migrate in the gel, they are buffers. They change your pH gradient. Okay, at least when they run through. So you need to clear off them to maintain your pH gradient in your IPG strip. Is that clear? And another thing is electroendosmosis. Basically, the water goes to where the salt is. Right? There's nothing you can do with it. And if your salt are concentrated in one end, and then the water will go there. What happened to the rest part of this? It's got shrinked, dried up, and it changes the resistance. That's right. Yes, it can create a focal hotspot and burn your gel. Okay, that's how bad the salt is in this case. And of course, the IPG strip, we have been doing a lot of tests and see the tolerance. In 10 millimolar of tris is tolerable by IPG strips, and in cup loading you can tolerate about up to 40 millimolar. But my point is just get rid of them as if it's possible. Here's a simple one is nobody actually take it. It's dilution. If you have really high concentrated samples, simply dilute it out, okay, and make it less than 10 millimolar. It should be okay. Okay, especially for long IPG strips. For the short ones, it has less tolerance in salt. The longer ones, 17, 24 centimeter, they're okay, better with salt. Dilution, dialyze, it's painful. And precipitation, my favorite. This is a one-time thing. Crash out your proteins, leave the salt in the solution, remove them. Okay.
I agree.
Yes.
It's kind of a specific question, but I'll try and keep it high level. Would plasma be considered a buffer? If you're looking for plasma protein, you'd have to do one of these things to get rid of it, because plasma is just basically PBS with.
That's right. Yes. We often plasma has one thing. 50 millimolar or 60 millimolar per ml, really high concentrated sample. You dilute it if you want to just use the original, plasma. That's a dilution, may work for you. Okay. If it's diluted still in PBS, then you have to remove PBS from
in water. Okay.
In water. It should be alright. Because most of the proteins in you can dilute in water with a little bit detergent and chaps in there to keep the proteins soluble. And if you dilute too much, some proteins will crash out. Okay. And but if I won't use direct PBS on IPG strip, it won't work. So if you look at the loading concentration, it is about 1 milligrams per ml, or less than that. Okay, anywhere from, let's see, 0.5 to 1 milligrams per ml. For example, when I load 11 centimeter IPG strip, I usually load 100 micrograms. Okay, in 200 microliters of volume. So that is turns into about 0.5 milligrams per ml. Of course, if you load only 50 micrograms, the concentration can be lower.
Well, I found when I was using 200 micrograms, and that seemed to work a lot, but we're fine. But depending on how I was staining the gel afterwards.
Yes.
I mean, silver stain is much more sensitive. When I was using the safe stain, I didn't see a bloody thing. So I had to wash it and restain it. Silver stain, I could see everything.
Yes. So the reason I often use only 50 micrograms because we use fluorescent stain gel. I'll talk about this later. Okay.
Yeah, the detection method as well, right?
Yes. So immunoprecipitation has this. I think that's a great idea. I think if you can use immunoprecipitation, it's going to be powerful on 2D gels. But there's a issue there. Number one, you use a lot of IgG, right? Usually. So in this case, I would recommend you couple your IgG, your antibody to beads, so you don't get antibody also into your sample, okay, your immunoprecipitant, because that will become a dominant spots or become dominant spots in 2D gel. Number two, to elute the immunoprecipitant, you just use urea, because it denature your IgG and break the binding very, efficiently.